All right, in this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to convert from radian measure to degree measure. And my first question here says, what is 1 radian in degree measure? So in previous grades, you are used to working with degrees, so you have a better spatial sense about what a degree is. So let's actually find out what 1 radian is in degrees. And how you're going to do that is you're going to use the relationship that pi radian, so pi rad, is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so we have 1 rad is equal to x amount of degrees, and x is what we're trying to solve for. We're going to set up a proportion here. So we know that in pi radians, we have 180 degrees. Okay, so if you could set up a proportion, you can easily solve for x here. So what we're going to do is, to get rid of this 180 on the bottom here, we're going to multiply both sides by 180. Okay, so what ends up happening is that these 180s cancel out, and I'm going to be left with x on the right-hand side here. And on the left-hand side here, I get 180 times 1 over pi, which is going to be written out just like this. So in your calculator, you're going to go ahead and calculate the value of 180 over pi. So divide by pi, and you're going to get an angle measure of 57.3. So you can conclude from this question here that 1 radian is approximately equal to 57.3 degrees. All right. So let's take a look at another example here. I want to convert 3 pi radians into degrees. So once again, you're going to set up your proportions. So this is going to be equal to x degrees. Okay, and we're going to divide that 180 goes on the bottom here, so you got to make sure your units are the same on each side. And on the bottom of 3 pi radians, we have pi. Okay, so before we go ahead and multiply both sides by 180 here, notice that we have a pi on the top and the bottom in this proportion. So you can go ahead and cancel those pi's out. And what I end up getting is 3 is equal to x over 180. Okay, so from here, you're going to multiply both sides by 180. Okay, and what happens is that these cancel out, and I get x is equal to 3 times 180, which I'll calculate here. 3 times 180 is given by 540. All right, so 3 pi is equal to 340 degrees. Okay, and I have one more example here. 7 pi 12 rads is equal to x degrees. And x is what we're trying to solve here. So once again, you're going to set up a proportion. We're going to divide by 180 on this side and divide by pi on the other side. So before you go ahead and multiply both sides by 180, notice that we have a pi on the top or bottom here and on the top. So those are going to cancel out. So I'm left with 17 over 12 is equal to x over 180. So from here, you want to go ahead and multiply both sides by 180. And what ends up happening is that your 180s cancel out, and I'm left with x is equal to 180 times 17 over 12. So I'm going to use the calculator to find that value. First, we'll do the numerator. So 180 times 17 is equal to 3060 over 12. Okay, so 255. 255 degrees is what 17 pi over 12 radians is equal to. So that's my lesson on converting radian measure to degree measure.